or on this computer. And I'm going to say again, welcome to the Speak to Sell Yourself and Your Business show, everybody. This is a community that, I'm going to be super honest, is still growing. It's evolving. It is small, but it is powerful. And all the people that are being joining, yes, exactly, have been joining. People with purpose, people with intention, people with desire for change, people that are not giving up. Because one thing, you know, this whole business is a big challenge. It represents a challenge, a daily way of thinking, finding solutions. And I'm thinking that, I don't know, John, maybe you could help us next time if you're interested in speaking at the show, because I've been thinking about, you know, everything that has to do with problem solving. I know many people say business is around connections, which I agree, but then those connections evolve because of our ability as businesses to solve their problems and find solutions to what they do. So if you know people that would like to speak about problem solving, that's something I'm diving into. And also, John, if you want to bring a topic to the table, feel free to reach out to me, Rashmi, anyone, any of us, and it would be a pleasure to have you here. I want to give this opportunity to Eda as well. Her man has spoken. Rashmi, if you ever want to speak, because I know there's people, and I'm saying this because I saw a message and there was a lady, I don't remember the name. I'll get back to you just so you know. And she says she was looking for opportunities and places where to start. Well, this can be a platform where you can actually start. Safe place where you're going to get feedback and you're going to get out there, which is the most important thing, taking action every day. I've got some more news. For those of you who were expecting Samantha Hearn to join us today, Samantha is not going to be able to make it. But I've got even greater news. The fact that she's not going to make it today means that after this, I'm going to be posting her video because she sent a video. I'm going to post a video in the community, and then you're going to receive a recording, a link to watch it this Saturday. Then, since I've been away and I feel like I haven't given you enough love, then second, I recorded a video, a session with the one and only Ify Thomas. She's a master when it comes to presenting with impact in front of the camera. So I'm going to upload, Rashmi and I, we're going to upload that session today onto the group as well. So you got two, and I'm going to be giving you some tips as well today on how to, what was today's topic? 1 second. Yeah, how to communicate effectively, sell confidently, and keep things simple. This is Samantha's topic, but I'm going to give you my version of it. So at the same time, you're getting more value. I'm also going to have to leave at past. That's not a problem, John. That's life. And I think we're going to run up to that time, roughly. So I'm just going to touch on some points here. We can have a round of discussion. If you have got any questions, if anyone else wants to join as I'm speaking here, let's do that. Remember, this community is for everyone that wants to learn how to speak to sell, how to take their business to the next level, how to speak with more confidence, how to use any stage. And when I say any stage, it can be virtual, it can be, a physical stage. You go out there to any city and you just jump on any stage and deliver your greatness. Speak and present in a way that people at the end take action, that you positively influence others. Whether you have an accent, you have any limitations, you think you are extrovert or introvert, whatever that might be, this community is for everybody. So I'm going to touch on actually, I made a quick list, of course, because Samantha told us she couldn't join, and then I had to use, okay, what am I going to be speaking about? So when it comes to communicating effectively, I like to say communication is always communicating with impact. For me, that's my bit when it comes to communication, and communication will always come from within. So think about it for a moment, because every time you're going to be communicating, every time you're going to be conveying a message, there is not going to be a neutral interaction between you and the audience. Okay, and I'm touching my heart here because there isn't going to be a neutral interaction. You're either going to leave people better off or you're going to leave people worse off. There's not going to be any neutral middle ground in there. So you're going to impact them for the good or the bad. So what impact do you want to leave? That's the first thing. Then, especially when we're starting and we begin to communicate, present what is it that we do, even if it's just a mini pitch, sometimes we overcomplicate things. So what I want to share with you is 3 things. Whenever you're going to present yourself, if it's 60 seconds, if it's an hour, I don't care. Short, succinct, and simple. The 3 S of my version of communication. Succinct, short, and simple. Make sure why this. Make sure that people can retain what you're saying and understand it. Because even imagine, we've got Herman today here with us. Even if the business, the service, the product I'm presenting on the top or the topic even is not for him, if I present it in a way that he remembers it, then he can speak about it. So the 3S, short, simple, succinct. Simple, don't overcomplicate it, and adapt it to the audience, of course. A quick story of an entrepreneur I was helping with a pitch, and he presented his idea to me in 60 seconds, fantastic. And it was short and sweet, but at the end, I didn't get what he did. I'm not that technical. So he was speaking about a platform, and I said, okay, well, if you would like me to go and speak about your platform, that's the only bit I understood. If you want me to go and speak about your platform, then how do I recommend it? What do I say? What does it do for others? What's in it for me? What's in it for your audience? And he said, well, the platform, Jose, is going to save you money. Oh, right. So it's going to save me money. So give me an example. Well, I work with this guy, and after a year, by using the platform, I'm putting some money in there, and I don't remember the details, but by the end, after a year, he had saved £200 on utility bills and things like that. Oh, that's what it does. Simple. Why overcomplicate it? Then if someone asks you for more details, and I'm going to touch on this, how to make your message more persuasive, then you can give them more details, but use that opportunity to captivate them, to hook them, to get them interested, and leaving them better off with more information, with something to download, with an action to take. So that's the first one, the 3S of communication: simple, short, succinct. Then I want to give you, this is for videos and for many other things. This can be used even to create your pitch, or what I like to call the one-liner, which can be the 60-second or less than that. You know, when you go to LinkedIn and you say, I help businesses to do this and do that through this, and so that they get blah, blah, the results. So I'm going to give you a very quick structure, which is the client. Okay, who is it for? So you have the client, then you have the problem, then you have the solution, and you have results. 4 elements. So whenever I say, what is it that I do? I help business owners, for example. What do I help them with? Well, I help them to grow their businesses, for instance. I'm just giving you an example. And how do I do that? By helping them create, craft, and convey a powerful message that sells their products and services. Simple. Talking about simplicity and effectiveness and impact. There we go. So now you know you can adapt it to any audience. What is the problem? Why? Of course, the audience, because it's going to help you adapt the message to them. Then the problem, this is when and where you show your expertise. This is the moment for you to empathize with the audience or with the person if it's just on a one-to-one. This is where you share and you show, yeah, you know what, Rashmi, I've been in your shoes. I've done that. I struggled to speak in public in the past. I can tell you some stories when I was, completely frozen, unable to speak when I was in Sweden, only 16 years old. And then the things I did to overcome that. So that's the problem I'm presenting at that moment. And then my solution, where I'm going to help you through meditations and through changing the way in which you think, whatever my product is, to achieve the results you want, which can be to speak freely, to speak with confidence, to present your products and services in a way that is compelling, that people take action at the end. Simple. So now let's use the same process to bridge the gap and build the so-called know, like, and trust online through video. So first of all, they have to know you, like you, trust you. And I always like to take it 2 steps further. After they trust you, it's important that you get them to believe in you and then to respect you. So imagine when they believe in you and they respect you, at that point, it is very likely that they buy. So using the same structure, and I remind you again, client, the problem, how you solve that problem, which is a solution, and then the results they will get, you can create, hold on, John dropped out. Let's just get John back in. So using that same structure, you can create 5 to 10 videos that will bridge the gap between where you are at with your clients and where you want them to be. And this is something that Herman and I, for instance, in the marketing business, we do. We recommend and teach clients to do just this. Create between 5 to 10 videos. in which you speak, you address your audience, you speak about a certain problem, how you solve it, and what's in it for them, what results they are likely to get. This is one of the best ways to bridge the gap for people to know you, like you, trust you, believe in you and what you do, and respect you. Simple. Speaking about simplicity, effectiveness, you can do this via video, like I am doing it right now, or you can actually type it as well. We use it, and we actually use it as a structure when we do the copyright for emails and for websites and different things, blogs. Very helpful strategy, nice and easy. And I know you like it. I know you like it. Say you do. Amazing stuff. Glad to have you back, John. I thought you had dropped out. Yeah, there we go. So I had another point here. Persuasive. Okay, so we're presenting our points. What's persuasion, first of all? Because it can be people, yeah, manipulation. I don't like the word. Regardless of the word, when you're being persuasive from the standpoint of positively influencing people, you are helping them see something under a different light, see something through a different lens, consider that thing that you're presenting that's going to help them. Okay, I never thought about it this way. Or there might be an opportunity for me here. Home internet has stopped working. John, don't you worry. You've got a phone, you got internet, you haven't got any bruises or anything. So you're in a good place. You're in a good place. Thank you so much for letting us know. Yeah, come on. So that's the bit around persuasion. And for me, and what I teach is actually helping people to convince them in a way for them to reach their own conclusion to what may work for them. But in order to do this, there are 3 elements that are very important in a presentation, in a pitch, that you present all together. The most important element, people, is going to be rapport, building rapport. What's rapport? For me, the metaphor is the dance of mutual responsiveness. Being Latin American and all, it's like dancing a very good tango with another person, dancing a very good tango with the audience. Herman, you experienced this when I was hosting the Tedx event. Whenever I said something, the audience would follow. Whenever I did something, the audience was with me and was with the speakers. And there was that environment of connectivity. That's key. And you achieve that through, yes, there's the element of rapport. How do you build rapport? Through your body language, through your tonalities, through what you say as well. But everything is coming from within. So for that rapport to happen, I'm going to give you 3 things that go within that element. Passion for what you do. Utter passion, amazing passion to the next level. That passion for what you do. And then when I say passion, it doesn't mean to be shouting and jumping up and down, which I like to do sometimes. Passion. However you convey that energy. It can be certainty. It can be just being grounded and happy for the opportunity you have to convey what you do. So there's the passion element. Then the knowledge of your topic, be on the ball, you know it. And since you know it so well, you feel so comfortable that you just love the process. You've rehearsed it. You've been crafting this for many, many years. And even if you haven't done it for many years, you love it so much that you're willing to make mistakes in order to improve. That's another angle. And the third is believe in you. And I wrote down here, believe you can. Believe you can connect with any audience. I was having a conversation yesterday, and the lady was saying to me, should I do my trainings in Spanish or should I do them in English? And because I don't think I can connect in English. Well, then do them in the language you think you can connect. And think about that belief. Would you like to believe that you can connect if you did it in English? Have you ever connected when you did it in English? Oh, and then she started thinking about, okay, let's see. She hasn't come back to me yet, but that's her decision to make. Believe you can. And that's one of the premises of this whole community, is to help you believe you can, just to go and do it, become more resilient. So that's the bit within rapport, okay, which is the emotional connection that goes within, again, the persuasive message. So within the persuasive message, I spoke about the emotional connection, I mentioned rapport, and then the 3 elements that are going to help you achieve that. Then the second element, imagine, I've given you all of this, and it's fantastic. Jose, yeah, he's very playful, and there's that great connection and everything else, but I'm not giving you data. I'm not giving you logical information. I'm only building the emotional case, but not the rational case. What do I mean by this? I'm not giving you data coming from research that has been done on the topic that I'm delivering or presenting. I'm not giving you anything to hook you, not giving you any quotes. anything else, any data that may help you, that will help me actually back up my topic for you to have trust in it and basically building credibility. And I'll tell you a quick story to illustrate this even better. And then finally, the resume, your CV. Who are you to be speaking about this topic? Who are you to be speaking about public speaking? What have you done about it? What's your experience, your expertise? How many years have you done it? Or who are you to be speaking about videos? Or who are you, John, to be speaking about depression? You know, what's the background? And I give you some numbers that you may want to consider whenever you're mixing this up. The emotional connection generally is over 60%, which is what's going to drive the delivery of it. The art of that presentation. And then the science is going to be the combination of that data, which can be up to 30% or more. And then the other bit, which is tiny yet important, is that background. It's not making it around us and everything that we've achieved and, you know, how good we are. It's actually, hold on a second, we got Amir joining the call. This bit is actually about giving people, you know, earning the right, simple, earning the right because you've done it. Those three elements. The story is, I'm coaching. Hello, Amir. Welcome. I'm coaching this incredible lady. She's going to be speaking on a Tedx stage, and she delivered her session, and it was fantastic. I mean, I wasn't in tears, but I was very emotional. I was very much connected with her, and I loved it. I said that was fantastic in terms of the emotional connection to build that persuasive case. Spot on. I loved it. But you know, in my mind, I'm thinking, who are you to be speaking about all of this? Can I really trust you, believe in you, and respect you because, you know, all of the stuff you've done in this case or for this topic? And what kind of data is supporting all of this? Because you told me some great stories and everything else. What's the data backing it up? What's the research that's been done for that to stand, to mean something, to be applicable? So the moment she started, then she continued with her stories, she incorporated some data, some incredible research that has been done within that area. And then she added a process, a framework that she created based on all of that, plus the fact that then she mentioned she was not only a coach, she had been suffered from that situation as well. She had been doing it for so many years. She had written a book. You see, all of a sudden, wow, you are an authority in the field. You are telling an incredible story and you got all of the information to back it up. So then you begin to appeal to different people in the audience. And at that point, you build a persuasive case. You've got the emotional side of things and you've got the rational side of things. So it's people like, yeah, I'm going to, you know, remember how that speaker or that presenter made me feel. And I will also take away some of that incredible data. And that is powerful when you reach that combination. So that's the third element today about persuasion, because if we're going to be communicating effectively, and in my case with impact, that's key. Which takes me to I was speaking about, we've touched on this a lot, stories. And I will only encourage you to weave in more stories into your presentations and not just stories for the sake of it. I have a system which is called the mini story system of vignettes, where what you do is actually you start having your stories to illustrate different points on different presentations, okay? So whenever you need to illustrate that point, you go and grab that story. That gives you flexibility. So I have like in my mind, I have 3 buckets. The good bucket where I put all of my good stories, mini stories, by the way. Then I got the okay bucket where I put my stories, the ones I'm going to be working on. And then the crap bucket where, you know, yeah, I didn't like that one, didn't land, I didn't feel good presenting it, delivering it, and that's it. So I've got those 2 buckets, and especially the good bucket, what I do is I have my mini stories. And the story I just share about the lady doing her Tedx, that is one of the stories I use every time I speak about the persuasion. So I can actually grab. And as it helps you become more flexible, because the other day when I was invited to speak at an event without actually planning much, then what I did was, okay, if I want to speak, well, pretty much what I did today, I want to speak about persuasion, I want to speak about this and that. Okay, then what are the points I want to make? I've got my stories ready, my mini stories, boom, off you go. You go 10 minutes, you go 5 minutes, you go 15 minutes. I've been speaking for how long now? Maybe around 15, 18 minutes. And that's exactly what I did this morning. What are the points I want to make? What stories do I have to back them up? Make a story, tell a story, make a point, or make a point and tell a story. Easy, flexibility, impact. No matter what. When they say, John, Amir, would you like to come and present? Yeah, what's the topic? Yeah, of course it is a topic. I'm not going to be speaking about technology or IT. Can you imagine? Then I will be a complete fake. I wouldn't even know how to start. I haven't got any stories. So, but then of course, within your area of expertise, it's important remark here. So that's the element on stories. Tonalities, people. I always like to speak about credibility and approachability. Okay. And I usually have and unfortunately, we've got Mr. Putin doing terrible things at the moment, but he can be quite credible in the way he expresses himself with his body language and his gestures, palms down. And he's got a few that are actually, that represent that credibility, that seriousness, if you like, that, you know what, I'm going to listen to this. And then I usually compare that with Mr. Michael McIntyre, who's a comedian in the UK. And, then he's got a big smile and expressing, opening up his arms and everything else, which is more approachable, more inviting, regardless of the characters, because this is contextual and we can do both. I want to invite you to be mindful whenever you're presenting, apart from the poses and everything else. Whenever you want the audience to listen to something that's very important, drop your tonality, pause, pace it. This is very important. And just like teachers used to do, if you want people to pay attention, you remember teachers used to do yeah, shh, calm down, hey, listen, hold. We're wired to pay attention to these signals. And then we just go and open up. When we gain the flexibility to do these things, to go, hey, people, welcome. It's fantastic. But by the way, what I'm going to be sharing next is key. So do pay attention. That level of flexibility is going to keep people engaged. And also when you change in tonalities in the mind, it's not monotone. So in the mind of the audience, it's just wow, there's a change here. Whenever there's change in the mind unconsciously, we look for what's going to happen, what's happening. Something's changed. We're always looking to control unconsciously. Our mind wants to control everything. We change tonalities, we change gestures, something happens. So you keep them engaged, apart from the quality of the content. So gesturing with purpose. And you may have seen that, I'm not holding my fingers here, even though sometimes I do recommend it, but I'm not just here speaking, if I want to represent something, I want greater impact, I just go like this. Or if I want to draw something, I'm drawing my wife here. Let's see. Yeah, that's more like her. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, there's John. Yeah, agreeing with that. And then, but you use it, represent, because what are we doing as speakers? We are creating, actually, before I say this, imagine in the mind of the audience, there is a white canvas and you're painting it. You're painting it, yes, yeah, painting it with your words, with your gestures, with your tonalities, with your stories. So what image do you want your audience to walk away with at the end of your presentation? And then that's kind of what's in it for the audience. And then you can prepare your presentation accordingly. So you reverse engineer it. You like that, Amir, don't you? You reverse engineer the whole thing. So you start at the end and then go work backwards, different points, different stories that I'm going to be making, the gestures and everything else that I'm going to be using to captivate them. I want to invite you people to start using this more often, to start speaking regardless whether you get paid or not. If you get paid, amazing. If you don't get paid, then ask them for the opportunity to present your product or service. If you are not selling anything, ask your boss, your manager, your leader for the opportunity to go and present and speak about what your business does, because this is going to open so many doors that you have no idea. I got into speaking, okay, while I've been here with you, I've been invited to step in on a podcast this afternoon. Hey, John, amazing stuff. Well, there we go. Voila. And how did that come about? Would you mind sharing quickly? Because it's always good, because then there might be opportunity for people as well. Reach out to podcasters and things like that.
It's kind of, it's weird actually, because I made a comment yesterday in the Release Business Network group about my 10-word introduction thing. It was should I do the shorter one or should I do the longer one? And there was a bit of a discussion on there. And one of the ladies who discussed on there, Vicky Galbraith, runs a podcast VA service. And then she interacted with that. And then today she's like, oh, I need to find a guest to step in this afternoon. She thought, oh, John will be good for that, I think. So because I'd done my introduction in the Rebellious Business Network, it's obviously top of mind. I was like, I know somebody who would do that. So So just asked me in Messenger just now while we've been chatting. So that's why I've been kind of slightly distracted while I've been doing this stuff. I was like, oh, interesting.
That's
so,
fantastic, John.
That's what I'm doing. And I'm going to have to go as well. I'm afraid,
go for it. Go for it. Thank you so much for sharing. Go for it. I'm going to be wrapping up in the next 5 minutes.
I've got to support my friend Bree and get her to shift her talking thing until 11 o'clock so I can do both.
Okay. Well, go for it. Do it all, my friend. You can.
It's all fantastic. See you later, guys.
Take care.
Great presentation, by the way. Lovely to hear from you.
Thank you so much. Take care, John. All the best. Well, there we go. This is one of those things. You never know when an opportunity is going to emerge. So by putting yourself out there, being out there, raising your hand and saying yes, even when you're not completely sure, believe you're going to work it out and make it happen. So this has been my version, okay, of the presentation Samantha was going to deliver. You're very lucky because I've already delivered something here, which is very valuable. And at the same time, we are going to post Samantha's presentation, which she sent. Unfortunately, she couldn't join us. So we're going to be posting it in the group. We're going to be sharing it by email. And since I've been away, Rashmi had a great idea. She said, well, why don't we give this incredible community a bonus? And then we're going to be posting another video, which is how to be authentic and impactful in front of the camera with the amazing, she is another powerhouse, Ify Thomas. So you got those two. And then I'm going to be answering some of the different questions and things that have been going on in the Facebook group, which is growing as well. We got Nicole joining right now. Also, we got more people joining the call. Nicole. There we go. I tried to rhyme. Hopefully it worked. If you don't drop out, it means it worked. Yes, no, connection issues. Well, Nicole, I was actually getting to the end of the session today, and we've been talking about how to communicate. Well, my version of communicating effectively, communicating with impact. This has been broadcasted, so live stream to Facebook. So the video is going to be available. Well, it is available already. Then I was saying, sharing also with the community that we're going to be posting today was Samantha Hearn presenting how to make things simple and communicate effectively, but she couldn't make it. So she sent us her presentation. So we're going to be posting that in the group as well. And the other element is that we're going to be posting yet another bonus, which is another presentation, a session I did with Ify Thomas on how to be authentic and powerful, impactful in front of the camera. On both. Okay, well, there we go, John. Stick around a little bit. I mean, I haven't got much more to say at this point. I'm kind of wrapping this up. Nicole, thank you for joining. And by the way, feel free to join every Thursday at 10 a.m. Sometimes we run a bit longer. Today has been shorter, but then there's great value still. And next week, and Amir, I'm coming to you. You raise your hand. Next week, guess what? I'm going to be speaking about how to land a TEDx talk. I'm not going to be speaking about TED because I haven't done a TED yet, but how to land a TEDx. Bye-bye, John. Take good care, buddy. How to land a TEDx. That's the first thing. Then the benefits, actually, of jumping on a TEDx stage. What's in it for you type of thing. What kind of connections can you build? How can you create your promotional video or your pitch? What's the structure you can utilize? The steps to follow so that when the people organizing the event receive your application, they just go like, wow, this person knows what she or he's talking about. So that's next week. Now we've got Amir disrupting the session with a question. So Amir, you raise your hand, buddy, over to you. And let's see if Nicole, if you got any questions, if you would like to intro yourself, let's do that. By the way, what I'm going to do now, I'm going to stop recording because then this is going to go on YouTube and everything else. So I'll stop recording now. Remember, people, join the Speak to Sell Yourself and Your Business show every Thursday. There are loads of resources in the community as well. Reach out. If you go to my website, you also have different downloads. You can access plenty of speaking tips and more. joseucar.com. You can book a call with me, a strategy call as well, to see where you are in terms of your speaking, your business, to see how we can take it to the next level and much more. So thank you so much for being here. I'm going to stop recording, only recording. We're still live streaming and we'll come to Amir. Thank you so much and carry on speaking your greatness.